I had the sniffles. Good morning, guys. It's Monday morning. Top of the day, Ronnie. Top of the day, buddy. Top of the day to all you folks. Boys. No, no. No, no, we're not going to run back out. Uh, uh, it's kind of rainy fad this day. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. Uh, Lisa, good morning. Hope, Suzanne, Linda, Lisa. Hi. it, right now they're coming cold slow. I can kind of see them. They start that fast, I lose track of them. Okay. Sarah, Diane, Marcia, uh, Connie Hill, good morning. Erling, good morning. Ronnie Neal, good morning. Oh, Lord. Ronnie's here. Good morning. Oh, they're going too fast now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Patty, and I can see some names now and then. Uh, I woke up this morning, lots of things on my mind. I woke up this morning thinking about my kids. Yeah. No, it wasn't a nightmare. It wasn't. It wasn't. My nose was sniffling this morning. I don't know. Uh, all my kids came by the house yesterday, the new house. Okay. Uh, and all of them, I think we got their approval. Uh, all of them had some great ideas, and I listen to my kids' ideas. Don't always go by them, but I do listen to them. And but each one went through the house, and I think they were all impressed. Good morning, Reba. I've passed that stuff out, except for Dustin hasn't got his yet. The only one. Reba sent stuff in a box for everybody for Father's Day, and I passed it out every time I see one. I'd give it to him. And Dustin, I said, Dustin, I got this thing. Okay, PawPaw. And then next thing you know, he's gone, and I forgot to give it to him. So, but he'll get it. He's coming back over today, I think. I'm going to lay it out on the table today. But I woke up thinking about my kids yesterday. Not just yesterday, but every day. But they come by, all of it, and they liked what they saw. I had so many compliments from different ones in the family and different ones that come by yesterday about the craftsmanship. Uh, Rob was talking about, he said, you can't even see a seam where boards go together. It's just that tight, it's just amazing. And but on the negative side, I want to say something negative. And I don't normally talk about negative. I don't like talking about negative. At my age, you don't want to be negative. You don't want to be negative. Uh, and I understand sometimes where Lester gets a little upset and people kind of get on to him, and that happens. It happens to all of us that do this stuff. There are going to be someone's going to not necessarily call you out, but they're going to criticize what you do or what you didn't do. And the world is full of that. We're full of not doing the right thing sometimes. That's us. We're human. Uh, I still kick myself for not doing a better job with little Owen and Dot. That's my fault. And but I got a comment, and it offended me. And it wasn't to me, about my builder. Such a polite young man, and he's just very polite. You can tell he was raised right. You can tell when you meet people how they were raised, and most of us reflect how we were raised. I'm getting deep here this morning. I know it's kind of deep for a Monday morning. PawPaw's getting too deep, but it is. Most of us reflect how we were raised, and you can tell he was raised polite, respectful. And a lady wanted to make remarks about his name being Walter. Well, Hispanics are not named Walter. Well, his name is Walter. It's on his driver's license. And I thought, why? What's in a name? What's in a name? Anyway, it offended me a little bit. And said some other critical things about him and uh, being Hispanic, I guess, in a sense you might say, or her, you know. But and I got Hispanic grandsons and a son-in-law and daughter-in-laws. Uh, so yeah, it was offensive to me. But anyway, uh, I won't be hearing for her no more, I'm not one of those who start blocking people out. But I won't be here. We won't be hearing for her no more. She has probably moved on, and that's okay. Uh, that's okay. Anyway, I got my two boys here, and I want to say something too. Another lady says it seems like Woody's lost his place. No, number one, little sweetheart with me. There are times I can't take Woody with me. Okay, now listen. And you'll see Buster. So Buster seems like he's taking over. No, Buster is very right beside me. Okay, Woody is too. But Woody wants to explore and mark stuff and do this and go there and over here. And you say, Woody, come on, let's go. And then he gets out here around the construction site and he's looking up at them working. A saw's up there. What they cutting? Boards falling by him. So I don't like to bring Woody out here much. It's for his own protection. And right now, they're brothers. They're brothers. They're laying here guarding the door. But now they'll go out in a minute. Buster will come back. Woody will keep going marking trees, leaves, and bushes. And then those dogs across the road will come over and beat him up if he's not careful. The other day I saw him coming out, and I said, where's Woody? Well, he's out here, walking around looking. In the little world he gets in. He's in a different little world. But anyway, I woke up thinking about my kids. Get back on something more positive. I got to thinking about my kids. And I'm proud of all my kids. I think how smart they are. You know, each one has their own skills and their own talents. You know, I learn a lot from all four of them. I do. I learn things from them. You know, you think it'd be the other way around. Well, they better off not learning a lot from me, but I learn things from them. Uh, and and I get amazed with some of the things, like, you know, they're walking through the house and talking about different things and things they pointed out that I haven't even thought about. And I thought, well, yeah, it's an awesome idea, you know. By the way, Lester come by, and him and Jamie toured the house and was impressed. I think we all have a consensus together that we're going to move this little delivery post, little place, either move it to another place or rebuild one, but move it for sure, because it takes away the house. The house sitting here, these big trees are all around it, in front of it. It's just beautiful. And show you a little bit of what they've got done. Now today, I'm sure they'll put the front windows in. All the roof's done, so if it rains, it's supposed to be a rainy week. Guess y'all can see it. It's supposed to be a rainy week. They can work, I guess, on the inside. They probably don't have a couple of days worth of work left. But Lester wanted me to ask Walter about a ramp. And so Walter went around, he stopped what he was doing, and that's the kind of guy, he walked around and he took a string level or string, and he tacked it onto the porch, and he pulled it down, and another guy helped him. They looked at different angles and stuff. And he said, that's too steep. And I said, well, if you come down and then went around the house, and I think that's what Lester was talking about, it wouldn't be as steep. He said, I could do that. He said, I've built them before. And so he's going to give me a price on a ramp that comes down from the back porch to the corner of the back house. It'll be like I guess a flat place there, and then it'll come around the house and go down to the ground level. Would be a gentle slope. That's going to be good as knees get worse or whatever, or bringing groceries in, bringing furniture in or stuff. That's going to be so awesome, you know. And Lester said, Dad, you get it done, I'm going to pay for it. Oh, I don't want to lose that. Don't forget that, Lester. I don't have to send you a bill. Uh, I gave Lester something yesterday. I've gave him several things recently, not because I'm leaving. I don't want to leave yet, but things I wanted him to have. And I gave him something yesterday real special to me, and he may show it one day. And I gave him some more of the family history stuff that I've done on our side of the family. I told G, I said, I think maybe your family were all outlaws, G, because there's not a whole lot of history of it. And I think they probably, what history you get it off wanted posters, you know. Outlaws. I could trace mine way back to all the way back to Ireland, and but hers, you don't go very far. You get out of Plum Grove, you about lose them. But anyway, I gave him our part. I said, "Here's our part," and I've got notes on everything else. They just hadn't put it together yet. I said, "I'll work on it one day." And best time I work on that kind of stuff, listen, is when G and Kim goes off on a 2 or 3 day trip. I bring it all in and spread it all out on the table. Yeah, and you can lay there 2 or 3 days if I want to while I'm sorting it out and going through it and doing stuff like that, making copies or whatever I need to do. That's the best time. I don't know where else to go now with what I'm telling you. Anyway, I was thinking about each one of my kids. Yeah, that's where I was at. Their skills and stuff. Kim is so smart with building and stuff and fixing stuff. You know, and her buddy going to do the plumbing. Well, now she's hurt her back. I'm serious. She can't hardly get around. And I think, my Lord, baby. And she does constantly. She's working constant at her own place. And so Buddy may be on that plumbing by himself, him and Steph. But we talked about getting a lot more of it done, hiring somebody to come in and do a lot of the stuff that we're going to be short-handed on. I'm going to do the wiring, Buddy will do the plumbing, and Ben and I will do the installation, and Tina Robson will come help on the installation. But and Dan and Luke can do a lot of stuff too. They're good at a lot of stuff, and they've done sheetrock and all that. But I don't want to have to use folks. They work all week. Dan and Luke both work, and then they come home on a weekend and call them over here to hang sheetrock. If I can get by without that, I'm not going to do it. So if things, you guys keep watching. So. Well, I'll try to hire somebody to come in and do that sheetrock, and and kind of go from, or at least some of it. I would like to insulate in sheetrock, maybe the outside walls. You know, it helps on insulation also, and I guess in the ceilings too. But that one wall on that one center wall in that big room, what I call the great room, you know. I'd like to do something woodsy, you know. It can't be rough. She said, I don't want no rough wood in this house. I can't dust it. But woodsy, so as you come in, I like that cabin look. I feel comfortable, folks. Now, listen, I know y'all say, oh, you could have a big old fancy. I don't want big fancy. I'm not a big fancy person. No, I don't need that. I like to come in and feel woodsy, you know, like a cabin type feel. You know, that's one reason I have a log house over there. I like that feel. And I like this house. This house, when that cuz come by and he says, well, if water gets in this house, there ain't gonna be nothing left nowhere. That's true. We're right at almost 5 foot. The floors are right at 5 foot from the ground. So we never had water, even in Harvey, that deep on this right here where we're sitting. Okay, so we're hopefully we're in good shape there. So I want the inside, that big room, the bedrooms. I'm not worried about them, you know, or the bathroom, all that. But that big room, I want it to be rustic, you know, as much as I can. And so we got a lot of options we can look at there. Now listen, I got a Carla Hardiman. Her family needs prayer this morning. There might be some others too. They had a death in their family, and we need to remember that family had the entire family in prayer, okay? That's Carla Hardiman. She's on here all the time. Sweet, sweet person. Anyway, so let's all remember her and that family. Anybody else needing prayer? Now listen, if you're new on here and you got something you want to say, you just throw it out there. These people are good. They're not going to jump on you. They're not going to give you a hard time. You know, you're going to find more friends here than you will anywhere else, okay? They're just good people. And, well, now there might be one, you might say, well, what about that Ronnie guy? Well, yeah, and that Will. Yeah, they're outlaws, but, you know, we can deal with outlaws now sometimes. You know, we can deal with it. But anyway, yeah, if you're new, or if you're not new and you want someone to pray for you, these guys, there's prayer warriors on here. They'll pray for you, pray for whatever you want. And if you're new and you want to just join in, and we hope you do, just throw your name on there and start chatting. And these folks will chat with you and hang out with us. You know, there's lots of folks, and I tell this all the time, especially elderly people, especially out there. And I'm not, yeah, I know what elderly's about. That live alone, get up in the mornings, make their coffee, may sit there in front of the news or just sit there looking, you know, I know my grandmother would make her coffee and go out and sit on the porch and just swing back and forth drinking her coffee. And that's peaceful, and that's love. That's sweet. I like doing it myself. But I'm thinking to myself, she lived alone at that time, and I'm thinking to myself, if she had something like this, I don't know if she'd have used it or not, but if she had, she would have probably made contact with lots of different folks besides just my mom, you know. My mom was her only contact, you know. And she would have probably made friends, because a lot of folks live alone and they don't know their neighbors, but they can meet people right here, you know. And like I say, these are good folks. Also, we do want to pray for all those folks out there in Central Texas. That was a tragedy, a horrible thing, horrible thing. All those children, and not just children, but adults too, but got caught in that water. We've seen water. We've seen what water can do when it comes down. But that was almost like it was over in North Carolina, in Tennessee, over there when they had that, Helene come through there. It washed houses away. It washed land away. It just washed trees away. It washed people away, you know. And there's still a lot of them missing. And sad situation. Keep those folks in your prayers, okay? All right, so now, Woody, you got something you want to say, Woody? Woody say, ain't talking. Woody ain't talking. So, yeah, it's going to be a rainy week here this week. All right, come here, baby. You don't get up here and talk. Woody wants to say something. I asked him, do you want to say something? He got up and he come over here. So I guess Woody wants to tell y'all good morning. He's sleepy. He's still a little tired. He's still a little bit tired. He's tired, baby boy. I'll let me get that right beside Papa. It's a rainy week. And I don't know if it's going to be rainy out there where all them folks are. I hope it's not. And you know, and recovery and the rescue, whatever all's going on, that they won't be hampered with that. I get a lot of emails about, did Tina and Rob get home? Yes, Tina and Rob, Ben, and Dust, all of them are home. The water didn't come up in their river, where, like it did over in that Guadalupe. They live on a different river. But they came on home to avoid all that kind of stuff in case. And they're all home, they're all safe, they're all here for lunch yesterday. They all come and toured the house. Excuse me. They all come and toured the little house. And it's going to be rainy, so there's a lot of work they can still do on the inside. But, you know, they work outside unless it gets raining too hard, and they can't. Someone says, why can't they work in the rain? Well, if you've ever run a saw, electric saw in the rain, you better hang on. You fix to get electrocuted. It's dangerous. You work out there in the rain with electrical tools. So if it gets raining real hard and that's the only thing they got left is outside, then they might as well go home. We did the same thing. We built houses, having all them tools. And it starts raining, you might as well go to the house. You can't work in it. But the way it is here, they got some things left to do on the inside. They could probably work inside several days if they wanted to, or a couple of days. They can finish this thing if the weather stays good, probably in a day or two. Besides that ramp, and I don't know if you'll start that ramp right now or have to come back and do that. I don't know. I'm waiting to find out that he'll have to put a material list together and a labor cost and all that and get back to me. Okay. And that takes a little time because these guys, they working 12 hours a day. They're on this job like 12 hours, not drive time, but I'm talking about here. And then they got to drive all the way back to Houston. Woody, what's wrong, baby? Where you at? Where'd the wood dog go? Buster, where's Woody? I don't know where Woody went. Anyway, so let's get along here. Phew. Rain can't come down heavy. It does here. When it starts raining, it'll be like a cloudburst, you think. Woody, where you at, baby? Right here, Woody. You out there arguing with that cat? Woody said he ain't gonna deal with cats. He ain't gonna tolerate them. That's crazy how they do. Seamus comes in here. Seamus is in here right now somewhere asleep. He come in the door when I came in. I'll have to make sure he goes out and I leave. They sleep with Seamus. They love on him, lay up on the couch beside him, but then they get out here in the yard and chase him. You want to chase him and bark at him. He just lays there and looks at him like it's crazy. Yeah, I sent Lester all my old Confederate reenactment uniforms. I told him, I said, I forgot one of my old hats and my boots. He said he'd got him some boots. And probably don't wear the same size boots anyway. But anyway, and my Confederate sword and all that stuff. But I don't anticipate dressing up and going down on the road and flagging people down with that sword. These days, probably get shot. It's crazy man out here. But it was a lot of fun. I did that. I think Lester was trying to tell you on that video he made, but it was a lot of fun. I had some spare time and stuff I wanted to do. And Dustin was still a kid, and took Dustin to the folk festival up in Huntsville. President of Texas, all that stuff. His place where he lived, and they have this festival there every year. And they had a Confederate camp, and they had a militia camp, and they had cannons and black powder guns and all that stuff, going off all day long. And they had the old plantation house there. It's there, and they have lots of different little skills that different people dress. They dress the attire, and they do like making soap and cooking different meals. And they had these ladies come there. A whole group of ladies. They dressed the old 1800s dresses and stuff, and they came every morning, and they cooked on cast iron only. And all us guys that stayed, there, and slept there and stayed there, 4 days without a shower. Yeah, but we all stayed there. They cooked our breakfast every morning. It was all old-timey type stuff. And, man, they had grits and all this stuff, which I'm not a grit fan. But they had, old pancakes, eggs, sausage, bacon, biscuits. Oh, there you are, baby boy. I heard you. You over messing with that cat, ain't you? Yes, you are. Over messing with that cat. Anyway, we had a great time. And then during the day, we'd have reenactments, battles and stuff, and cannons firing, all that smoke everywhere, and gunpowder. It was fun, though. And I took Dustin that first time. He's just a kid. He's 12, 13 years old. And we went on I think it was a Friday we went. May have been a Saturday. And he wanted to go back the next day. He loved it so much. He wanted to go back. And he said, and I don't know if he says, could we do that? And I said, what? And he says, be with them soldiers like that? And I said, well, we'll ask them. And so we did talk to the captain they had, and he wanted us. Yeah, he wanted us, actually wanted us. And he gave us all the literature, and we did. We signed up, and the next year we had all of our gear together, you know, and we went, and we had the most fun. And Dustin was still young and flexible, and we're having this battle. I think Kenny got it on camera. I didn't get it on camera because I'm in the battle. And Dustin comes up on this big high brick rock wall, and he's shooting, and you know, and he's shooting blanks. But anyway, he shoots, and they'll smoke all around him. You know, and somebody, one of them Yankees shoots him, and he does this flip, completely flip. It was like a movie star, the way stuntman, the way he came off that rock. I'd have never got back up. But we had fun, and we went every year until he joined the Navy. And then after that, I didn't. It's not fun. It's like you're going camping by yourself. It's not fun by yourself. You know, you got somebody to talk to and chat with and tell stories with, you know. And I can go camping with my boys here and chat with you guys, but I can't get alive down there, you know, down in the woods. I have to just do a video. But that's still a little bit of entertainment there. But, yeah, Dustin's got memories on that, and he still talks about that stuff. But I bought all the stuff he needed, all of his suit and stuff he wore, and he loved it. And we did it for, like I say, several years. He joined the Navy, about 5 or 6 years, I guess we did it. And I stayed in contact with them guys for a long time, but I never went back and did any more of that stuff with them. Just you know. It's a lot of work. I had a big tents, and we had all this stuff. It didn't get it overnight. Had to kind of save our money up, accumulate stuff as we went. Anyway, about told y'all everything I know. It don't take long, does it? Okay, where are we at? Hello, Deborah Barnes and Karen Lawrence, Sharon's site. Vera, good morning, Vera. Brenda, Suzanne, Teresa. I can see some, trying to catch up with some names here. Teresa, there we go. Cassie, Joanne. Talking about Joanne, I think Lester is going to start baling that hay over here next week or so. His hay man got hurt, and we couldn't locate nobody else. I called my hay man, and he's tied up in Corrigan. That's 100 miles from here, all his equipment. But anyway, I think that Lester's hay man's feeling better and going to try to get back on it. But we're going to have a rainy week this week, so it probably going to happen this week. Oh yeah, Dot, I saw your little dog laying out there on the floor. He's tired. You work him too hard. Yeah, Dot, I want to tell you all about Dot for a minute. You know, Dot, Dorothy told her. I think she's I think all y'all are amazing, but she's an amazing lady too. She has a 7-day week job, comes home and runs her farm and builds all kinds of stuff. Builds decks, builds barns, builds sheds. She's at it. And I was amazed with her back in the wintertime, coming home at night and having to shovel snow away from the gates and stuff to open them to go in and feed up. Morning, Lisa. Good morning to you. Judy, there's Steve. Good morning, Steve. I think Steve's already been on here. I had to get a chance to talk to him. Goober. Goober Cakes is not on here yet, is he? I don't know how he got that name. That's Will, guys. He got this name Goober Cakes. Who knows? I guess because he has a peanut patch. That's what Ronnie said. He has a peanut patch. I don't know. Ronnie seems to know everybody's business. Yeah, You ever? Well, I ain't gonna say ladies. You ever seen them old gossipers like Roddy? That's guy Roddy. He gossips. He gossips. Uh, oh, Goober Cakes is still in Tennessee. Okay, he's up in Tennessee. I feel sorry for you folks in Tennessee. Oh, you are. Yeah, I feel sorry for you. He's up there. Uh, Will lives over in Georgia, for those who don't know him, and he's an old state trooper, just retired. And he's a lot of fun. But somehow he got that name Goober Cakes. And he's a character. But I've been banned from Georgia. I can't even go to Georgia anymore because, I guess, Will said you can't come over here no more. You know the only thing I'm going to miss in this house, I'll be honest with you, I was telling Cuz yesterday, we sat on the porch, talked a long time. And on my next Sunday video, you'll see a couple of stories he told. Some funny stuff about my dad and stuff. But I was telling Cuz yesterday, I said, the only thing I'm going to miss in this house is my wood heater. We downsized to a point, there's really nowhere really to put a wood heater. And I'm going to miss that. And if we have a cold night, the lights go out, a lot of folks are going to miss it because they always come to that house over. And I guess old Dust might go ahead and get the fire fired up and be ready because we'll all coming over. But now they all would come to my house because everybody's all electric here. And the lights go out, ice storms and stuff, knock them out for a day or so. I had the wood heater going, and everybody come over and stay warm. Their little children and all that. In fact, they come one night years ago, being the good PawPaw and the dad that I am. Come on, children. Come on, babies. PawPaw keep you warm. Here they all come. They filled up every couch, every bed. Everywhere you can lay your head, there's somebody, there's a body. And I'm over by the heater, chucking wood all night. And I happen to finally get exhausted and lay back my head there on the floor. I'm laying by the heater now, keeping it going, keeping everything going warm all night. I'm on the floor, no mattress, no nothing, and I happen to snore. And I think it was Lester. Now, he says he didn't do it, but everybody pointed. Somebody throwed a pillow and hit me upside the head so I would stop snoring. Well, all that did was made it worse because I put that pillow in my head and I got comfortable then. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff they do to me. Yeah, keeping them warm and I get thrown at. Anyway, Raven, yeah, thank you so much, sweetie. I got all it passed out except for Dustin. And he knows he's got it here. He's got to slow down long enough to get it. Anyway, we had a great visit yesterday. I think Jill starts she goes in on the 14th. People asking about that. On the 14th, they're going to scan another time on the cancer. She has it in her thyroid and there's some lymph nodes. It's spread too. And they don't think it's went far, but real close. And they'll have to remove all those. And they're going to scan again, make sure they know exactly what they got to do when they go in, and then they'll schedule her surgery, and they'll do that, remove what they got to remove, and then she'll start the treatments. And she's telling us yesterday she don't want to even think about trying to move till that's out of the way. But I mean, we got to move first. I know that, but we'll get moved out of their way. And as soon as her treatments and stuff are over enough to where she feels up to it, they'll start their move over. And I was telling G yesterday, I said, look out this kitchen window. Can you imagine them little girls running across the yard? Hear them little rats coming up the porch. Then them little rats across the street too. I don't know, G. I don't know. You're going to have them by yourself, because I'm going to probably be heading over to my kitchen or my man cave a lot, or the back pasture. Okay, someone has lost a is it Shannon? Or Sharon? Someone has lost a loved one. Shannon. Okay, Shannon. you guys pray for Shannon. They've lost a loved one in their family, like Carla did. Uh, happy, joy. Good morning. Sometimes I get to talking stories and I can't see everything's going by here. You know, you say, well, okay. Somebody said what they told what they lost. I didn't see that either. Uh, oh, Shannon lost his wife. Yes, Shannon, God bless you. You know, not always. Sometimes, most times, it seems like the man goes first, and I think there's probably a lot of ladies on here that you've lost your husband, and that has to be pretty devastating. I know it was to my mom. You know, when my dad passed, and I'd go to my mom's every day, every morning before I went to work, just to kind of check in on her and have a cup of coffee with her. And then on weekends, me and her would watch a movie every morning. I'd go early. Even on Sunday before church, I'd go and watch a movie. She loved movies, and she joined this old movie club, whatever you call it, I forget the name of it now, and you'd buy one and you get 2 or 3 free. And so she always had movies. But anyway, losing your husband is bad. It is, and you're all of a sudden your helpmate there is gone. But it's the same. The guy, when he loses that wife, I don't know what I'd do with that she, as ornery as she can be. Who would I argue with? You know, nobody else will argue with me. He's crazy. You don't even talk to him. But yeah, really. So I feel for you, brother. I do. Sorry for your loss. But yeah, you lose a loved one and their family, and you know, and I can't imagine people that lose children and stuff, and like these going on out here in West Texas or Central Texas. I can't imagine the pain that those folks are going through right now. You know, they and it may, I don't know if it could be worse, but I guess it is worse even when they haven't found them yet. You know, it has to be horrible. Uh, we look back to a flood similar to us would have been Harvey, and if you'd lived down on the river, yeah, you'd probably lost your house and everything too. With Harvey, which we had water up here, got all in our houses, ruined houses, but we didn't have nobody around here to be lost. No life was lost. Besides, you know, we lost animals. That's bad enough, but we didn't lose no family members. And I'm trying to open this cup, get my coffee out. Good morning, Miss Dallas. Someone's husband driving a semi. I couldn't see what all it said. Yeah, losing a child would just be. Boys, don't hurt nobody. It would be. I don't know. I couldn't imagine it. It just. Anyway, it is Monday. Those lose husbands, those lose wives, those lose children. God bless you. All right, Helene. Is it Helene Johnson? Gonna have coffee in the afternoon with me, or maybe it's your afternoon. Okay, good. When you lose someone, this kind of been a sad morning, I think. But you lose someone, you almost find yourself sometimes talking to them, you know, and they're not here. Uh, and I found myself so many times wanting to tell my dad something or my mom after she passed. You know, my mom wanted our family history to be told or to be showed to the kids coming on. Nobody kept up with nothing. And my mom and my dad did. Best they could, writing little notes down and names, you know. And I remember the day she come to my shop, 1990, I think. And she come in, and it's my lunchtime. She says, "You have a minute?" I said, "Well, yeah, I got all day for you, Mom." So we went to my office, and she had this old folder, this old tattered folder, a bunch of old paper sticking out of the edges, notebook paper, tore out pages, just you name it, it was there. She said, "I want you, if you can, when you can, kind of do some kind of little family history, uh, family tree, family history for those coming on." And she said, "I've got all the information, stuff I know, and my dad, you know, my dad knew, written down here, some names and stuff." Well, I'd never done this kind of stuff, but although I've always been interested in it, because I was listening to these stories all my life, you know, from different things. And so I said, okay, I'll do my best. So I started joining different genealogy or ologies, or whatever you call it. You know, of sites, ancestry, and several others, and some on the world stage. I joined some of them, and just with a few names and a few dates, you'd be surprised what doors it was opening up. And I thought to myself, I would have loved to have been able to share this with my mom or my dad, you know. And I was able to share some things with my mom, you know, before she passed. She didn't pass in '99. And I'd done quite a bit of research by then. But my dad passed away in '85, so, you know, I didn't have none of that for him. And I'd love to have been able to sit there with coffee in the mornings and tell Dad stuff I found out that he didn't know, you know. Or if he had heard that story, it had escaped him, you know. So what I've got, I give Lester yesterday what I've got on our family, and I said, now, you know, and I was telling him, make some copies and get it back to me. I don't have no copies of that. Now I've got notes and portions of all the other parts of the family, you know, have come together. Nanny's, my mom's family, and my grandma, where she come into the picture at, and all this stuff, you know. I just got to put it all together, and it just takes time. But and I'm a busy man. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. But to me, it's very interesting. It's very interesting, and it's no more interesting than yours would be. No more exciting things in there than what yours be. I did have one thing I thought was really scary at the same time. I had an ancestor got captured by the Shawnee back in the 1700s, and was had to run the gauntlet, you know, and very few people survived it. And he did, but he did survive it. And then they were going to burn him at the stake. It was, Lord, why beat me then and then burn me, you know? And one of the chiefs stepped forward, and this story didn't come from him. It came from a captain in the British Army that was with them in his report. It was part of his report. A chief stepped forward and says, "No, it's not the custom. You survive the gauntlet, then, you know, you'll be traded off or whatever. You send more down the road maybe, but you're not going to be burned at the stake." So then they take him and they give him to this old lady, and she took him into her tent, hut, whatever you call it, wiki up, whatever you want to call them, and doctored him back to health before they sent him on, I think, to Detroit. Eventually, now that's a pretty good trip from Kentucky to Detroit, walking. But when he was up and going, they sent him on to Detroit. But at the top of her wiki up, or whatever you call it, was scalps that her husband, her sons, or whoever had been taken. So you can imagine later trying to recover, looking at them scalps, thinking, well, mine, well, they ain't gonna want this one. They ain't gonna want this one. up there on top of it. But anyway, yeah, wigwam. Oh, wigwam. There we go. There we go. Anyway, stuff like that is very interesting to me. And I know that some of you guys got just some of just as interesting, or if not more. So everybody has. Everybody got a history. Even Ronnie. Ronnie has a history back there in them swamps. Yeah, I don't want to go into it, but yeah, I think maybe some of his ancestors run around naked. I think it's where he got that stuff at. But that's the way they do over there, where he's at. Where he's at. Not all Louisiana people like that. Now, Ronnie is in a little neighborhood right there that practices those kind of things. You know, the chicken feet hanging out of the trees and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, I was scared to death the whole time I was there. They gonna do voodoo on me. Lester tells stories, can tell stories. Lester can tell scary stories and get scared himself. And I've had so much fun out of that before. Buddy and him telling stories about Lester coming down in the woods to scare them at night when they're camping out, and then he gets scared to spend the night with them. But Lester's a good storyteller. Yeah. And Lester might be the only one in this family besides myself that tells stories. Dan may tell a story now and then about something he did that day or something, but or I guess Dan tells stories too about trapping and hunting and stuff and some of the things he's done. But the rest of them, if they tell a story, just about what they've done, you know, something they've done. They don't ever tell about other stuff down the road, I don't think. Maybe just Lester. So him and I are the storytellers in this family. And, Ronnie, we're honest. Top of the day, Ronnie. Anyway, yeah, people say, who's this Ronnie guy? Well, Ronnie is a good friend of mine, and I pick on him, and he picks on me. I get messages from him sometimes, very sweet, like, good morning, buddy, my dear friend, and stuff like that. And the next day I get one like, you can kiss my... Why I got to see that, Ronnie, first thing in the morning? And usually when I get the same message, Sweet Jimmy gets it, or Sweet Steve gets it too. Same message. I don't know why. Anyway, so I've told y'all what we're going to do here. Today, I think they will finish this house this week. I don't know, you know, they may finish it today or tomorrow even. And I don't know when he might want to start that ramp. I think it's all going to depend on whether that's going to be an outside chore. If it's raining every day, he may not do it this week. I don't know. We're not going to move in this week anyway, so it's okay. First thing I've got to do, once they are through on the inside, is I'll start the electrical. I've got to put a breaker box on the inside, find out where it would be satisfactory to a G, and where it's going to be handy. And I'll start, this may be important. Yeah, buddy, yeah.
Do you want to test out your live real fast and see if you can switch over like I taught you?
What if I lose it?
You're not going to lose it.
Just hit that little circle?
You see that little circle? Just tell everybody you're going to hit that circle and just going to face the other direction.
All right. I asked Lester last night. All right, hang on. I asked Lester last night, you know, sometimes I want to be walking around doing a live and I can be showing you something, but then I want to switch it back to me. How do I do it? He said, there's a little circle up there. You hit that and it'll kick you right over. So I'm going to try it, guys. Now, if I lose you, listen, it's Lester's fault. Do not blame me. We're going to try it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That looks okay, bud. Thanks.
Now, when you click it again, it'll come back to face you.
Yeah, it sure did. Thank you.
All right, Dad. You're welcome.
Lester. Oh, Lester's high tech.
Bye.
Thank you, buddy. He's high tech. Me, I'm low tech. Well, that works out when you got somebody doing the bottom end. Yeah. You got to have somebody take care of the bottom end, Ronnie. Don't, Ronnie, don't go there. You're just nasty. You're a nasty man. Anyway, so this week, to try to finish up here pretty quick with you guys. This week, I think they'll finish the inside of the house. They should have no problems finishing the inside. What they're going to do, they got to do pony walls. That's little walls up above the regular. They got to put ceiling joists in the back part. Windows on the front porch, and they'll install the doors. They'll finish the railings and stuff on the back porch and the handrails. They got to. That's all they can do, I think, between rains or whatever. Now the anchors, they got to dig those anchors. That's going to take some time. That ground's hard, but they'll get it done. And I really don't know what else they do besides that. To be honest with you. The outside of the house would be dried in, what we call dried in. When I built houses, that's what we had, once the roof was on, shingled and all that, the windows and doors all in it and everything on the outside was finished. It's considered dried in. And then we'll come back and we'll figure out, it's not a hurry up thing, but I'll get the wiring done, get the plumbing done, get the insulation in. Then we'll sit down and decide where we go next. Do we do sheetrock? Do we do something else? Do we hire it done? Do we try to do it ourselves? And I don't want to put everybody out. And then we paint it. Do we paint it ourselves? We have them come paint the house. Do we want to leave it the same color? Got some good ideas yesterday on colors. I kind of like the color it is, but G said she would rather be something maybe a different color. My instinct would be go to barn red. I love barn red, but she says no, let's don't do barn red. Let's do it something and put barn red shutters on it. That'd be pretty, depending on what color we get to go with it. But anyway, that's the plans on the house. So we're moving along real good. It's a good, sturdy house. Once we get on the inside, we get all the walls done, then I guess we'll put down our other floor. I told you maybe better to get everything done before we put that other floor down so we ain't dragging stuff across it and, paint or whatever it might be on stuff, I think that's the best idea. Yeah, I like the color too. That it is, but that's a primer color, and like he said you can leave it that way. A lot of folks do, but a lot of people come back and paint it to it. It's just natural, more protection to it. And they do painting also. So he has a all around crew that does everything, and that might be something if you go and get it painted to consider, because you're going to have to get up high and stuff and paint. And they'd come in and you wouldn't have dribbles and drabbles everywhere, But that's just something we got to think about, because and a big thing with us, and I think with most people, in all honesty, is you got to watch your money. You can't we don't have a lot of money just to throw out there, We got a budget. We have a budget we live on. Yeah, we have a budget, and But God's blessed us. I'm gonna be honest with you. God's blessed us, and it started. Well, I've always been blessed. Don't me say God started. I've always been blessed, but I think a complete new blessing. Oh, there, Hannah in New Caney, Texas. Well, sweetie, you right down the road. Get your hammer. Come on over. A new blessing started. It started with Lester on his own learning to do or wanting to do the social media thing. And then he's passed it on to how to do it to everybody here. See, I learned a new trick this morning. You're never too old to learn. Well, maybe. But yeah, and that was a new blessing. And God's blessed us on that. And I've enjoyed it. I never thought I would. And Lester says, try it. Just try it. You might like it. And I did. And I found I've got so many friends now. Get a little, Anyway, yeah, it's been a blessing. I've had fun, and actually, very seldom you get negative. Now and then you get negative stuff, and it affects everybody different. You know, some people can just let it water off their back like a duck, you know, and sometimes different things kind of affect you different way. To me, if they want to say something bad to me, it's one thing. You know, you're sorry, old man, like that Ronnie does. You know, you ain't the first one to tell me that, Ronnie. I've been cussed. I've been told you, I've been kicked out of places, thrown out, not let in. Yeah, I've been there. But, you know, criticize me or something, that's one thing. You start in on family or like on this guy here, you know, that's out of the ballpark. That's not needed, you know. That's not appreciated. Sure ain't needed. So, but you guys are not like that. Just one now and then. One now and then. I think some of them just kind of trolling along different videos from different people, just seeing what, you know, what's going on. Is Goober Cakes on here? Is he on here? Oh, Goober Cakes. How's the peanuts going, buddy? Yeah, good morning, William. Good to see having you back, bud. Hope you had a good trip. They probably run him out of Tennessee. They probably get out of here. Go back to Georgia. Anyway, yeah, I've made lots of friends, all you folks, and chat with a lot of y'all every day. Okay, hold on. We have somebody got a Brandy's got a birthday. Okay, yeah, really. Thank you, Ronnie. I saw that. Big letters, Ronnie. That's the way, 'cause your eyes are bad, but that's good. I'm like the same way. All right. Brandy has a birthday. Is there any others? Rose? William, you got Rose over in your neighborhood. Rose will be moving out of there. Rose got to move. All right, I'm going to sing here in a minute, Brandy. And you know, sweetie, you better hang on. And I always warn people. And I know you get tired of hearing this, but it's a serious thing. And I start singing because I've seen it. People start biting themselves. And I can't stand that thought of that. See, a day later, I got Band-Aids all up and down their arms. So, all right, is there Ted having a birthday? I don't worry about Ted biting himself. Brandon, is it just Brandy and Ted? Charlene was yesterday. Okay, you're in here. Okay, Ted, Charlene, and Brandy. All right, y'all. Hang on. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Charlene, Ted, Sharon, Brandy. Any more? Happy birthday to you. All right, I think I got them. And I throw that Sharon in because I seen somebody throw the word Sharon up real fast. And I thought, I must have missed that one. So anyway, yeah, happy birthday, Sharon. I'm saying, see how quick-witted, quick. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off of here pretty quick. We only got like 2 minutes left, a minute and a half, something like that. I just want to welcome all the new people. Seriously, welcome. I hope you come back. I hope you enjoyed something. Hope you enjoyed meeting new people. These people are the best in the world. You can't meet better people. I have so many emails from folks telling me there's no other group like this. We just chat. We have a good time. People pray for people. People meet people, and so many have made friends after we leave this page here. They make connections, and they chat and stuff throughout the day. So yeah, I appreciate all of y'all coming on here, and they're all over the world. They're all over the world. She has a lady that she's met in Scotland, and they chat all the time. And sweet lady, and and you meet people like that, and they're all over the world, and you love talking to them, Yeah, being a busy man like I am. Yeah, no, really, we do. It means a lot to me to see you guys come on every day or every 3 days or every videos every day. But our last 3 days a week. But I look forward to them and I enjoy them. So we've been here an hour, guys, and you haven't learned nothing from me. So I'm gonna leave it up. You learn something from somebody next door, maybe. You ain't gonna learn that from Ronnie and Will either. But I love you guys, and I want y'all to have a great day. There's Australia. Good morning, Australia. Uh, my old garden's about done for. Cuz come by here. He said, "Yep, it's getting too hot." He says, and Cuz a good gardener. He says it's got too hot. He said everything's quit on me. And I said, well, then I don't feel so bad. Man, I never got started, but I don't feel bad now it's quit. I got a few little tomatoes, and I'm gonna pick some this morning. Good morning from there's Ireland. Good morning. We probably kin folks. Yeah, we probably kin folks. Uh, so anyway, I love you guys. Good morning. Good day. Have a great day. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go. I love y'all. Y'all take care. And I'll talk to y'all here, maybe on the porch Wednesday morning if they're not over working. I don't want to be in front of them trying to do this and them trying to work around me. You know, I was going to go out there this morning because they haven't got here. They're running late today. They usually here working by this time. But the house, I'm going to show you one more time. I'll show it to you. It's all done basically except for a few things like windows, doors, handrails on the port, on the steps and stuff like that, and the tie downs. You can see those straps hanging down. There will be anchors tied down like a mobile home would tie down because it's setting up so high. And the roof's all done. It's got the vent, ridge vents on it and everything. It's all done on the top. And just the back porch got to be finished. So they're moving on. And I was so impressed yesterday when everybody kept looking at it, and Cuz who built houses, and him too said, man, he says that's look there, you can't even see a seam where boards come together. It's just perfect. These guys know their business. I love you guys. Don't get out of here. Y'all take care, and I'll see you back here Wednesday. Okay, I love y'all. Y'all take care.